Hey, hello, hey, you know what time it is? It's time for another episode, another show, another segment, another, whatever you want to call it, of Live at theGross with Paul Michael, that's me. And we're here at the Gross Studio in Paola, Kansas. And folks, we've got a special guest today. This guy is synonymous with, with greatness. And this guy is the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Lopez. I'm sorry. Sheriff's deputy or deputy. Okay, see, that's what I was confused. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, so I was confused. Okay, I call it confusion, call it ignorance, call it whatever. But I mean, do I call you sheriff's deputy? Do I call you sheriff? Do I call you deputy? Do I call you officer? Do I call you?
You call me whatever you want. I've been called worse.
Just don't call me late to dinner.
That's right. Or don't call me Shirley.
All right. So yeah. Okay. So deputy. I'll just call you Steve.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right, so Steve, so where have you been my whole life?
Well, grew up in Kansas City, KCK. Grew up Tremont Central, downtown.
Oh,
so wow. It's right off of I-70 and 7th Street, basically.
That's
well, it's deep in the hood.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a rough part of town.
Yeah, it is. Grew up there. Grew up in the house of a law enforcement guy. My dad was a policeman since 1972.
Mm-hmm.
And then I, followed in his footsteps 20-some years later.
Wow. So how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have an older sister. We're all 2 years apart. Then there's me. I have a younger brother, Phil, who's 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, who's 2 years younger than me. And then, sometimes he acts like he's 2. And then I have a baby sister who's 4 years younger than me. And she actually now manages a Anytime Fitness gym in Bonner Springs and at the Legends.
Really?
Yeah, she was a policeman. She took an early retirement to, she's trying to start her own gym.
That is awesome. All right, so how did you, I know it's, so when you were a kid, you grew up there. Where'd you go to high school at?
Went to a private school. My dad decided to put us in a private school. It was, it's called Oak Grove Baptist School in the south end of KCK in Turner. So my mom was a stay-at-home mom, took all 4 of us, drove us to school every day.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, so did you play sports?
Played soccer, played basketball.
You were a soccer player?
I was a soccer player. I was a killer soccer player.
Did you play? Okay, I'm gonna go not forward. Not goalie. Midfield?
No, actually
or defense?
My first year, my coach put me at right fullback because I'm left-footed, and he wanted me to work on becoming a better kicker using my right foot. So once I did that for my first season, every year after that, I was left wing.
Nice. All right. So,
yeah.
Okay, so did you go to college?
Went to KCKCC for a little while. Got my associates there while I was in the police academy in KCK.
So what year was that?
Started in 1993, January.
Awesome.
Yep. So 24 years later, I'm still in it.
Yeah. All right. So you go from there, right out of police academy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, how was police academy? Was it?
It was tough.
Hard, or was it like the?
It was a little tough because there's several different academies throughout the state. The state has their own academy out in Hutch. Then Kansas Highway Patrol has their own out in Salina.
Oh, I'm Salina.
Kansas City, Kansas has their own right there in Kansas City, Kansas. They like it because they can do everything in-house and train you the way they want you to be on their streets because it's a totally different world up there.
Heck yes. Okay, so you went from police academy to
the road.
Nice, up there in KCK.
Yes, sir. Downtown afternoons my first year, and then went straight midnights after that.
Some of us have been to the area, but Quindaro.
Oh yeah, that was the hot spot. Yeah, that was the hot spot. Car chases, shootouts, foot chases, fights, you name it, we got into it.
Dude.
It was a nightly thing, except for Sunday nights.
Man,
Sunday nights we called Lawn Chair Sunday.
Almost like Westside Peoria and Paola.
Almost.
All right, so let's fast. Your wife. Okay, talk about your wife and your kids.
Okay, my wife Dee Dee, she grew up in Kansas City, Kansas. She grew up 14th and Douglas, and then shortly after that moved behind the National Guard Armory at 18th and Ridge, and she went to Harmon High School.
So did you know her up there? How did you meet her?
We met together at a ball at Boy State. I went to Boy State between my junior and senior year out in Lawrence. And the last night we were there, they held a big ball. So all the girls that got to come up for the ball, that's where I met her. And so, found out she lived in KCK.
So was it love at first sight?
Oh, yeah.
It was, okay, so how long from when you... Okay, well, tell us about that first meeting.
I'm sitting on a wall with a friend of mine, and she happened to know him because his mom worked at her high school.
Uh-huh.
And so he waved her over and introduced us. We had a good time there at the dance, and then, of course, she didn't know that I lived in KCK. She just thought I just met her.
Oh, just there? From there?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so when did you start to date?
About a week later, I learned that she worked at Osco at 18th and Row, so I decided to stroll right on in and bumped right into her in an aisle, and she turned around and, was surprised.
So how long before that first date, or the first time you saw her where she worked, to when you got married?
That was, well, we dated for that summer and into our fall, and then we split up. She went off to college. I went off to the police department, and then it was 7 years after that we met again, and then right after that's when we got married a year later.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a cool story. Okay, we got a few minutes left in this segment, but tell us about how did you get from there to here, to Paola, big time Paola.
Actually, I went from KCK to Fontana.
What?
Yeah, me and a buddy of mine ran into Fontana on our way back from a hunting trip. And after I got married to my wife, it was a quiet little town out in the middle of nowhere. So after I met my wife and we got married and had our first child together, I'm like, you know what? We need to move south so she can be a stay-at-home mom. I can go to work. We can afford the housing. And so that's where we ended up.
Wow. So, Fontana to Paola.
Yeah.
Fontana actually has a police station?
No.
Did you work at a Lacine?
Nope. I actually left Kansas Police Department in '98 and got hired on with the Overland Park Police Department.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. And so from there, I was able to live in...
Commute.
Right.
Oh, it's right up there, right up 6'9", so...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
All right, so, okay, real quick, we're running out of time. Candace, don't cut me off, all right? Candace? All right. So, okay, your kids. How many are names?
Rudy is 24. Grace will be 16.
Awesome. All right, so, Candace, guys, she's cutting me off. So, this is Paul Michael, Steve Lopez, deputy, officer, whatever you want to call him, Steve. Just don't call him late for dinner.
That's right.
All right. Live at theGross. We'll see you in a little bit. These lovely pair of sunglasses, is from our sponsor, our lead sponsor for this episode of Live at theGross, from Eye Care Professionals of Paola. Andrea Needham and the girls down there, the ladies. All right, this right here, you get this nice pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. Right there at the corner of that would be the northwest corner of the Paola Square. And I get you hooked up with some of these fly glasses.